kind of underwrite a deal. So I've downloaded the Google sheet. I guess I'm trying to understand the how the monthly payments are breaking down more so. I guess we can use the deal as an example. I had someone reach out and he's like, he didn't care as much as the higher purchase price. So I'm willing to go back down lower. They care more about I guess a monthly payment amount. So
all right, what is the purchase price?
I was gonna maybe incorporate. I was gonna maybe incorporate interest, right? So yeah, I guess go ahead and just put 300,000 on that purchase price.
All right.
I call it 280,000 as a loan amount.
Okay.
And then, did that monthly payment auto populate for you?
Yeah.
Can you send me that copy just through here so I can see that by chance?
Let me.
I don't know. Maybe I keep.
I don't want you guys to be able to copy
I'll make
this
a copy
one.
of that.
Yeah, you just have to make a copy of it, but I can definitely send you a copy of that. Hold on. Here we go. There you go.
Appreciate that. Let's see here. I'm just gonna pull this up too. Perfect. Can you put like, let's see, like what would 4% look like on that sheet
Well, what's
that you're on?
what's the
4%.
LTR?
Oh, about 1625.
Okay. And then you want 4%?
Yeah. Well, I want to see what 4% looks like for the monthly payment.
Yeah, that's
I guess
not
I'm
gonna
kind of confused too. Like, cause what was that?
I said, yeah, that won't 4% won't work for this deal if the rent's only 1625.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because what's the taxes and insurance?
For the year or for per month?
For the year. Deal Sniper should
For the
give it to you.
year, taxes is 3976,
Okay. And what's the insurance?
and 1258.
Okay. And then this monthly payment came out to 1336.
Yeah, I
So
don't know why mine wasn't working that way. It wasn't populating.
Yeah, that's a negative 10% cash on cash return. That's not going to work. And the reason why is because we're going to pull in about $20,000 a month or a year in rent, but it's only going to generate. But then the seller is going to be receiving $16,000 a month. So when you count the taxes and the war chest, which the buyer is going to be responsible for, that's an additional $7,184 a year. So this would be a negative $3,700 cash flow to have this deal. So in order for it to make sense, what was the payment that, well, it doesn't even matter. We can just go here and just start dropping it. So if I go to, let's say 1,000, that doesn't work. 500, okay, that starts to work. 650, 750.
I mean, I think the max would have been like 950 or so.
No, 950 doesn't work. That's a 2% cash on return. What about 725? So about $725 is the most you can give them. And honestly, at 0% interest at 777, that's too high. This deal doesn't work.
Oh, well, even 0% interest, huh?
0% interest doesn't work. What is the payment that Deal Sniper gave you?
Well, that's why I'm confused. I don't know why it was showing it was a 336,000, something like that. It was saying purchase price of 326, and then it was saying the payment would be at like 620, 650, and I'm just like, that didn't add up to me, you know, at 0% interest.
If I go,
so like
well, because at 0% interest, we're not piggyback. Yeah, 650 works. At 0% interest, we're just giving them a monthly payment. There's nothing to base it off of because we're going to be adding a balloon. So the monthly payment is going to be reoccurring, and then it doesn't really, I mean, it does to the seller. Obviously, the seller will care, but it doesn't really matter because they're still going to be getting this $300,000 purchase price. They're just getting it over time. They're going to get $20,000 at closing and then $650 a month over 10 years. That's going to be 70-ish thousand dollars. And then we would owe them a $210,000 on the final payment as the payoff when the balloon ends.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I think my confusion too, Sean, is I don't know if I had the right sheet or if there was a calculation that was messed up and whatnot. So this makes everything pretty self-explanatory, honestly. Like you go to the
Gotcha.
inputs, I'm able to see the cash on cash. Like things just weren't populating the right way. So I appreciate you sharing that. It did make me request access. Is this the same one that's pinned? Because maybe
You're
someone
not
messed
gonna.
up with the.
It could be, which is why I don't let anyone like. You have to make a copy. People request access all the time because they don't see the messages that I post. But requesting access would mean that if I granted you access the way that you requested it, then that means on this sheet you would be able to manipulate these numbers while I'm trying to do my deal. Everyone would be working off the same deal, the same calculator. So that's why I have everyone make a copy. So then whatever you do is just yours. You won't be worrying about anybody else messing up your stuff.
Yeah, I made a copy of what I thought was pinned in the group, the Discord, but again, it wasn't like none of those things were populating how it is in right now.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Well, I did replace the one in Discord with this one, so everyone should have access
thank
to
you.
this copy now.
Is that
No,
under
no
the
problem.
main chat or different? Yeah.
No, right. I've just replaced the calculator link from the one that was there to this one, the one I just sent you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this all makes sense now. I appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks for helping out. I think that gives me a lot of clarity. Real quick too, while I have you, are you like when I offer homes on Deal Sniper, should I be doing it for homes that are already like ready to rent?
The nicer
You know?
the house, you got to think of it in terms of what the buyer is going to be looking at. So the nicer the house, or not so much the nicer the house, the less money the buyer has to put into the property after they buy it makes it more attractive. That doesn't mean you can't do creative financing on a house that needs work, but let's say you find one that needs work and they're listing it for $250. Deal Sniper adds $25,000, $30,000, whatever it adds, but it needs, $60,000 worth of work. Then I would change the purchase price just down to what they were originally asking in the first place, instead of offering more.
Okay, perfect. I'm struggling getting more responses. I mean, I'm sending like 20 a day, and I've probably only had like 2 people entertain things, and that has probably been a week and a half. I don't know if that's normal. One person responded to honestly just kind of get a kick out of. I think probably a lot of people from hitting them up from the same market. They're like, yeah, I've already, anyway. So I haven't gotten as much as I want. So I'm just trying to create more filters, I guess, so where I can get a little bit more positive responses.
No, I get you. And, with this type of marketing or wholesaling in this way, it truly is a numbers game. The more you send out, yes, luck is going to play a little bit of a factor because you might send out 2 or 3 and you get an agent right out the gate that's, ready to rock and roll. That happens. Sometimes you send out 200 or 300 and you only get 4 or 5 people. But what we're finding is that most people, if their filters are correct, meaning they're in a market that's highly populated, they're going for properties that are listed for 90 plus days, and they're sending out the offers, the numbers are clean, they're communicating with the realtor, they're seeing out of 100, about 2 or 3 signed contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are some people who, there's one guy in there, and he claims that he has sent, 180 in the last 2 weeks, and he's only gotten 1, but he did get 1. So it is a numbers game. The more you send out, the more positive responses you're going to get. But just the very nature of our formula means you're going to get told 95 times a week no.
Yeah, no.
And those people that tell you no, hopefully you're putting them on a Google sheet and just follow up with them in a month. Hey, I noticed the house hasn't sold yet. my offer is still good if your sellers are interested. That'll also, move the needle a little bit and get you some conversions.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll reach out if I have anything else.
Are you talking, bro?
What was that?
Oh, I didn't know if you were talking or not. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no, I could be spotty, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Sean.
No, it's not a problem, man. Anything else I can help you with, just stick with it. It's one of those things where as soon as one turns over, it's like a domino effect. You kind of see the full picture of what it takes to get one done, and more will just start falling down after that. It's the way it works
Perfect.
for everybody. I don't know why, it just does.
I'll keep pushing. I appreciate it. Thank you so
Not
much.
a problem, dude. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Okay. See you,
See ya.
Sean. Bye.